Hello to you all. I would just like to share with you my own experience of naming him. There have been a few occasions, but one particular one that stands out recently was a time when Danny and I accompanied Harry, our son, to the Marsden in Sutton when he was undergoing chemotherapy treatment. And we were sat, perhaps quietly in our own little bubble, alongside a number of other children going through treatment and their families who similarly were just sitting quietly on their own, when a music session started, and we were all asked if we'd like to get involved and do some beatboxing. Not something, I have to say, that we immediately thought, yeah, we'd love to jump at that, but we gave it a go and we had some real fun. And during that session, somebody had recorded it, and after it had finished, we were then sat talking to one of the other mothers and her son, and she sent us the video via exchange of mobile numbers. And I then spent some time chatting to her son, Josiah, and she chatted to Danny a lot, and we just left the hospital feeling that that had been a really positive experience and something that we felt really grateful to have had, and came away feeling really enriched by it. So over the following few days, I felt very much like I wanted to exchange a few messages. And in response to one question that she had asked about how we had been coping with the trauma, if you like, of dealing with your child's illness, I was able to go back and explain that, we don't always cope. We have our moments and we worry, but that felt really that I wanted to explain that the source of most of our strength had come from our trust in God and handing over our worries to Him. So I felt empowered enough to go back to her without knowing that how she'd react to it, and just name Jesus as our saviour, and that He was the one that we turned to in our worries. And the response I got from her was almost instantaneous, and came back with a real wow. So you guys, are you Christians as well? That is, truly amazing. I truly believe we were meant to meet you and have that discussion. And subsequent to that, we have exchanged many messages and many encouragements with one another, such that we keep in regular contact. It has led her herself to go and start preaching on a Saturday afternoon under the guise of different hats, therefore the roles that she carries out during the week. But my main encouragement to her has been exactly that, the role of an encourager. I sit and I prompt and I put little Bible references up while she's talking to other people. And she has taken great encouragement from that, and it has really enabled this to take off for her. So I've just been really blessed by our relationship, really blessed by getting to know her son Josiah, and really blessed by the encouragement that I can give her, but also the encouragement that she comes back to us with. So we've exchanged many verses between ourselves over this time, but the one that's really struck a chord with both of us was Proverbs 3, verses 5 to 6, which says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Submit to Him in all ways and He will make your path straight." And that verse is just so apt, both in terms of dealing with the illnesses that both Harry and Josiah are going through and how we as parents have to deal with that and trust in the Lord. But it's also so apt at the moment with coronavirus and other things that are going on for people at the moment, situations that are just unfathomable. And I would just hope to leave that verse in everybody's hearts at the moment, to just not try and work it out for yourselves, but just to lean on God in this situation. So what is the message really of this story? Well, obviously, without naming Jesus and naming Him to her, there was perhaps no chance of that conversation developing further. We may have drifted a little bit apart, maybe only seen each other if we'd come across each other again at the hospital. But it just shows the power of exchanging your faith and naming Jesus. Now, maybe because she was a Christian already, that has been a real encouragement, but that encouragement in itself is amazing and has strengthened her and us through this, knowing that other people outside of our church family and close Christian friends are praying for us and we for them. And the other really nice side of this is that Josiah, as she said to me, it means God heals, God supports. And she truly now is strengthened in her belief that He is going to heal both Josiah and Harry. And we both continue to pray in that sense for both of them. And I would really like to encourage you that the encouragement of others is so important. It may be a good thing for you to do for yourself, but encouraging other Christians is great. And we've all had support from people as we've gone along in our own stories and along our own path with God. So I would just leave you with that thought, that encouraging others and where it leads them and empowers them and strengthens them in their faith and in their belief and in their dealing with their own problems, we're all able to do that for each other. And as I say, I would leave you with that thought. Thank you for listening.